COVID-19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
And Andy, you were telling us earlier, you're not just going to need any type of telescope. You can't just go to Walmart and get one to be able to see this.
Like the real professional telescope. So, you know, probably not going to see it overall. And you're certainly not going to see it when you have skies like we've seen right now.
Yeah.
Cloudy, kind of rainy out there. That is how we are starting our Sunday and how we're finishing our weekend. And yeah, it's just going to be a damp finish to the weekend. We're going to see those frequent showers as we do head throughout the day today. It's a real light rain, and we may even see some breaks in that precipitation from time to time, but nonetheless, just plan on a damp day. If you're headed outside to one of the festivals that we have going on, it is going to be cloudy with occasional showers. Breezy out there, east to northeast wind 10 to 15 miles per hour this afternoon, and we'll have that light rain as well. As you can see, temperatures really not budging too much in this definitely humid environment. Now, once we get later in the day, mid to late afternoon, especially along the lakeshore, that's when the showers will begin to taper, and I do expect a drier evening and especially overnight period for us. Right now, temperatures are currently mid to upper 60s, if not sitting near the 70-degree mark in Sandusky, so it is certainly definitely on the muggy side out there. Not a huge drop in temperatures overnight and not as much of a rise in temperatures this afternoon. Here's a look at First Alert Doppler. You can see a pretty big hole in that rain across a lot of the region. Now, where you may not be seeing the green, there still may be some mist or drizzle out there, but we do have some showers a little bit more moderate in nature across some of our far northeastern counties. And notice this activity pivoting further towards the west. Have you noticed the past couple of days, the rain has been moving in a bit of an unusual direction. Everything is going from east to west, not west to east. And why is that? Because we've got this low pressure system here. This is the same low, the same upper level low and Helene that merged together. Hasn't moved much in the past 24 hours, and everything rotates counterclockwise around this low pressure. So that's why we're seeing things move in the direction that they're moving, and why we're still seeing this damp weather. And you can see another batch of showers down here towards central Ohio that will try to pivot a little bit farther north as the day goes on. So even if you're seeing a break in the rain right now, I still do expect some fill in of those holes. As you can see here on the First Alert Future View, we have some more showers that'll be pushing through. Now notice later in the day we get this activity focusing south of the lake shore as we head towards this evening. This is 5 o'clock, and then as we head towards midnight, things will pretty much quiet down. We have maybe a couple light showers left, but most of the overnight period is quiet. Could see some fog out there in spots. Much of tomorrow is dry. In fact, we may even see a few breaks in the clouds. Notice a couple scattered showers focused south of the Cleveland metro. Otherwise, not looking too bad on your Monday. And then on Tuesday, also, much of the day is quiet, but a cold front will move through later in the day. And you can see here after midday and really towards the evening hours, even towards sunset, that's when we have some scattered showers, if not a couple rumbles of thunder moving through with that front. So for today, overcast with some showers, if not just mist or drizzle as well. Breezy, 10 to 15 mile per hour wind this afternoon as temperatures are near 70. We've been lucky the past couple of nights with the Guardians. Let's see if we can make it 3 in a row, at least getting the game in. Now let's just get a win this time as well. But we'll see if a couple showers stick around towards the mid-afternoon hours. First pitches at 3:10. Otherwise, I do expect drier weather as we will be getting towards the later innings of that game. And then for tonight, we're going to quiet things down, just cloudy and humid. Temperatures still in the 60s, and we'll see a bit of fog in spots as well. So here's a look at our next 7 days. Temperatures in the 70s through Tuesday. Then that cold front moves through. 65 on Wednesday, 49 Thursday morning, but a nice end to the week, maybe a couple showers Friday night. Otherwise, should be nice as we head into the upcoming weekend.